has estimated that tens of thousands of illegal immigrants live and work here in Connecticut.
With the issue of reform taking center stage at a nation's capital, News 8's Jamie Muro examines this tough issue, investigating what citizenship would mean to undocumented workers and how some feel this is a big step that our country cannot afford.
Here at our sea-washed Sunset Gates shall stand a mighty woman with a torch.
I asked my mom, how come you took a picture right in front of the Statue of Liberty where I was on the boat?
The answer to Cynthia Perez's question would be one familiar to the millions drawn here thirsting for more.
Because you're a dreamer, you're here to succeed, and we brought you here for having a huge dream than us, than having a better jobs and better life and progress.
Her family left Tlaxcala, Mexico when she was just 5. Cynthia, now 20, is defined as undocumented and works for New Haven's Junta Community Action Group. She's poised to begin the path to citizenship if groundbreaking federal legislation on immigration reform is passed. It would require, among other things, for immigrants to pay fines, taxes, learn English, and stay clear of the law.
Just because we're from a different country doesn't mean this is not our nation.
What time is it? The time is now!
Momentum is building.
I've always had that hope and that faith in my heart that I've never let go.
Hamden's Ana Maria Martinez, an undocumented worker from Cartagena, Colombia, says for the first time there's the belief among many of this country's 11 million immigrants that naturalization,
and that's why the time is now,
finally is attainable.
What is your American dream?
To continue to empower my community and to really make a difference.
Does sweeping, broad-based naturalization reward lawbreakers?
No. This is not an amnesty.
Kika Matos is the director of immigrant rights and racial justice for the D.C.-based Center for Community Change. She played a key role in New Haven's controversial ID program in 2007 and is now vested in the movement for reform. One misconception, she says, is the belief those coming out of the shadows would put stress on fragile social programs, health care, and education.
They want to have good jobs. They want to pay taxes. They want their kids to have better lives than they do. They want to be homeowners, right? All of that benefits communities.
Some opponents to immigration reform say they're not anti-immigrant. In fact, one group, Rhode Islanders for Immigration Law Enforcement, come here every month welcoming new American citizens and congratulating them on their citizenship. They say the issue's about economics, the fact that America cannot be the melting pot for 11 million undocumented workers.
If we are a nation of immigrants,
yes,
why should we stop immigration?
Because we're overloaded with immigrants at that particular time. Not legal immigrants, illegal immigrants.
Terry Gorman, executive director for Rhode Islanders for Immigration Law Enforcement, says we should enforce current laws because numbers don't lie. A recent study by the Heritage Foundation indicates reform would cost taxpayers more than $6 trillion. He questions the return on the investment.
It's the second largest revenue producer in Mexico is remittances that are sent back to Mexico. And that money's coming directly out of our economy. So if we legalize these people, I mean, how many more are we going to add to that?
Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. The promise of a better life has called to so many, but has America reached a tipping point? Must our dream be shared with only those who follow a traditional path?
They're telling us 7 million people illegally have jobs in the United States, and 25, 30, 40 million Americans are unemployed. How can they justify that?
Or must rules evolve, change? Our shores promise freedom, opportunity, prosperity. Should there now be a marriage between that concept and those hidden in the shadows?
It is time. It is time, and people need to get out and need to stop being scared, because if they don't come out, who is going to do it for them?
As News 8's Jamie Muro reporting. Connecticut also making news on the immigration issue. Last week, state lawmakers put out a proposal to allow driver's licenses for immigrants regardless of their legal status. Some legislators, however, are proposing frequent background checks and more renewal periods to prevent abuse.